Welcome back to Peek into COS. Today, I'm sitting with my friend Nathan Halvorson, who is the Chief Executive Officer of the Colorado Springs Conservatory. It's great to have you here, Nathan. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for inviting me.
Absolutely. So, before we get started, I want you to tell listeners about what the conservatory is, because those of us who live here in Colorado Springs kind of know a little bit about it, but we've got a pretty diverse audience today of locals and non-locals that would can learn a little about it.
All right. I mean, this is like how I always describe it.
Okay.
And you can say, that's terrible. Make it better. But it's a multidisciplinary arts education space is how I start.
Okay.
Meaning any student, our youngest student is 6 months old. We teach through high school. So any student in the Pikes Peak region who has an interest in music and or theater, the performing arts, can find a place to study those things.
Okay.
I say that we are focused on the curious and the serious. So if you are a student who is just curious and wants to know what this is, there's classes for that. And then we have very rigorous study for those who have decided this is their career path and they need us to help them set that course.
Okay. So you teased a 6-month-old.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's our youngest student.
So obviously curious, not serious yet. But how does someone 6 months old?
We call those piccolo classes.
Okay.
And so it is parents join their student.
Yes.
Or guardians or grandma or whoever join those classes. And they're mostly about, we're not like teaching like scales, you know what I mean, to a 6-month-old, but we are talking about creative expression. A lot of it is connected to literature, and rudimentary music, and just like letting the body naturally move when you hear sound. Mm-hmm. It's just about encouraging a creative way to look at the world.
Well, you hear about babies in the womb,
sure,
responding to things. So 6 months out, that's really, it's interesting.
Well, and like part of what we've been doing since I got there is like creating a course that you can be a 6-month-old who comes with mom,
right?
And that the curriculum grows with you so that you can stay there till 18, and it's not going to be repetitive. It's going to be expanding your understanding and your knowledge.
So you could coin a phrase, instead of cradle to grave, it's cradle to graduation.
We could. Yes, that is kind of what we're doing.
Well, yeah.
I mean, we have a student this year who's graduating who's been there since I think 3rd grade. I mean, like has been very committed and is excellent,
I love that.
Yeah.
How long have you been there?
Woof. 3.5, almost 4. It'll be 4 in July.
Of 26. So you got there in 22.
Yeah.
So you got there during the pandemic.
Wrapping it up.
Yeah, it's wrapping up the end of the pandemic. For all of us. I was reminding some people today, we were in a meeting, and I said, by the way, March of this year is the 5-year anniversary of Southwest Airlines flying to Colorado Springs. And they looked at me and they said, Doug, you've got to be kidding that it's been 5 years.
Yeah.
So for you, it'll be 4 this summer, which is
will.
great. Give people your background before the conservatory of how.
Oh my God, I'm so old.
And we've only got
now.
a half hour.
I was going to say I'm so old now. There's been a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know. I grew up in Wisconsin and Iowa. I always I was telling this story the other day about how I remember sitting in my room in like 5th grade being like, I have to go tell my dad I don't want to play sports and all I want to do is take dance classes and sing and whatever. I'd already been in acting classes, but I was supposed to do both. And I remember saying, I just can't. I just want to be in dance. And of course my dad was awesome, so he was like, I don't care.
Okay. So
it was like my whole life.
Right.
When I was in high school, I would travel a lot to like opera competitions and stuff, like singing, and this was like, I knew this was what it was going to be.
Yeah.
I moved to New York right after college when I was 22. I lived there for 13 years. I founded a theater company in the city that I ran, and then I would do national tours and, regional theater and like all the things.
Sure.
I was like a working artist, and I was like really, really fortunate that I made my living almost exclusively performing.
With your passion.
Yeah. But I was kind of a disgruntled actor.
Okay. Yeah, got it.
Because you would sign a contract for like 9 months, and on day 2 of rehearsal, I would be like, "Oh my god,
What did I do?
this show's terrible," or,
Right.
or like the director's not. Mostly, it was like the director wasn't taking anything I had to share, and I
Okay.
feel like the theater is a collaborative art form,
Right.
and everyone in the space should have a voice.
Right.
So I started transitioning to directing and choreography because I wanted to create spaces where really smart actors could succeed. And so then my career kind of shifted. And all the while I was teaching. Teaching started as a way to supplement my performing
Sure,
income.
of course.
But then it became something that is like so intrinsic to like who I am.
Right.
And it's been like 25 years now.
And how did you get to Colorado Springs?
Well, I was freelancing,
Sure.
and Scott Levy got hired at the Fine Arts Center, and I was working at Notre Dame at the time.
Okay.
But it was like I was just there for a spell. It wasn't like a full-time gig. And he said, "Why don't you just come to the Fine Arts Center for like 6 months and like direct a couple shows and like see and feel it out?" And then all of a sudden I was there for like 9 years.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So it was like the Levies, Joey and I mean, a lot of people know this. I mean, we knew each other when we were little kids.
Okay.
And then I was living in New York when she moved there, and, we were like friends. And
Sure.
so,
I love talking to people who, particularly early in their life, found what they wanted to do, and you've already given kudos to your dad for being
And
fully
my mom.
and your mom, your supportive parents. I will tell you that we have a son who is when he was 13, he told us that he had watched the movie Jurassic Park, and he said, "That's what I want to do."
Yeah.
And my wife said, "You mean be a paleontologist?" And he said, "No, I want to make films like that."
Yeah.
And so Ryan now, he's almost 40, has lived in Los Angeles for 18 years, went to film school in North Carolina, and Ryan has always worked in film.
Yeah.
And I don't know whether it's just the arts. Like sometimes you'll talk to chefs who early in their life just said, "Oh yeah, this is what I'm going to do."
Yeah.
And I think it's important even for people who might be listening who are thinking about, okay, Nathan Halvorson is like living his dream.
Yeah.
Okay, which is great. And can I live my dream too? So to me, where I want to kind of go with this conversation a little bit is talking about arts education and what the conservatory means to Colorado Springs, and maybe even share with our listeners some of the success stories that
Yeah.
have come out. So let's talk about that.
The success stories. I think it's so funny because I get asked that question a lot,
Yeah, sure.
but I'm always like, y'all, I'm Southern now.
Southern Colorado.
But I think that what we're doing, this is like really woo woo, but I think the study of the performing arts, like the study of art, is the study of the human condition. Like that is what we are doing. Like the baseline thing that we are doing is creating a space of safety to build confidence so the students learn how to take up space, have opinions that are honored and heard. Yes, of course, we are running a performing arts space. So, of course, I want them all, if that's what they choose to do,
Yeah.
to go and be fancy and have great careers. But the real thing that I'm trying to do is like make better human beings
There you go.
who make the world a better place.
Sure. So think about this. We're recording this, and at a time where tomorrow the Olympic Games, the Winter Games kick off, right?
Sports.
Exactly. And what I was thinking though is that we have this huge Olympic training center here, and you have a lot of athletes who will come, and you hear them say they'll never be on the medal stand. They won't be on the podium. But they trained, they became part of Team USA.
Yeah.
And only the few, there are just a few that make it all the way to the gold medal. And so in some ways I was thinking, because it's right down the road from us, but literally the masses are not going to become stars.
Yeah.
But you are working with them to make them better people and human beings, which I think is what a great calling that is.
Well, and you also, there is a way to be a working artist that isn't about being famous.
Right.
I mean, like, I've been a working artist my whole life. Mm-hmm. Not because I'm the best.
Right.
I'm good. But I worked really hard. I was tenacious. That's what I learned from my parents is like, you can get anywhere as long as you work hard and like put your head down and get it done. Like,
sure.
Anyone can go anywhere they want if they do that. But famous or fancy, we have them right here. Like Josh Franklin, of course, has been in like 8 Broadway shows and like is now like a leader in our community. David Siegel runs the Ent Center.
Right.
Katie Medved, who's like acting all over the state, is also on our staff teaching now.
Great.
But I also have, it's college audition season.
Okay.
So a lot of what I'm doing right now is working on our packages for our students and
for
like
seniors. Yeah.
Like already, this year we've got kids getting into NYU and we've got kids getting into Berkeley and we've got kids getting into all these places where the most intense, rigorous study happens.
Right. All right. So we've got people listening who don't live here.
Sure.
And I know. And so
I didn't live here for a long time either.
Yeah.
I get it.
It's a great place to live. So you could talk about that. But let's talk about let's give your website address, and then B, let's talk about what people can come to enjoy and how they can support some of the things that you're doing at the conservatory.
Yeah, we have like such a crazy performance calendar now. I mean, we have a show. Wait, when does this air? I probably shouldn't say tomorrow. Well,
that's okay. It's not it's kind of evergreen, but here we're February 26th. But yeah, this will be on for a while.
All right. What we do, like this spring alone, First Friday events. We do First Friday concerts now. We started doing that in the last couple of years, especially now that we live across from like Art Gallery and all those downtown galleries.
Give people your web address and your street address.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Our web address is coloradospringsconservatory.org.
Right.
Well, our street address is complicated.
Okay.
Because our street address is 420 North Nevada.
Okay.
But that doesn't take you to our door. So that's fun. Our door is actually on the northwest corner of Boulder and Nevada, directly across the street from Auric.
Okay. All right.
I mean, you'll find it.
Yeah.
I'm working with the city and stuff about like changing all this. But,
okay.
Things take time.
For you. Yeah. Right. It's new.
But yeah, so we have this semester alone, we have a world premiere night for all of our composition students. That's this first Friday. The next one is piano night. And then we have contemporary music and vocal concert. We have what we call the Colorado Springs Festival. We started 4 years ago. So every discipline gets a concert, and we're doing it this year in the course of one day from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. There's going to be like 7 different shows.
When are you doing that?
May 2nd.
May 2nd.
And we're encouraging people to come. We're going to have food.
Yeah.
And like just come and see a bunch of shows during the day. So that's, and then we have our high school show the last week of April, which is Mary Zimmerman's Metamorphoses, which is Ovid stories. So it's like a Greek adaptation, and it's like hilarious and like touching and really about love and kindness. And so we've got like a lot of shows, not even to mention the wine festival that happens in March.
That happens every March. Let's talk
Sometimes.
Talk about the wine festival.
So the wine festival was started 34 years ago. I think it's the 34th. I'm pretty sure. You can post a correction if I'm incorrect. If you find out, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. That was created, and the committee chooses a nonprofit to be the benefactor of the event. And I think we're in year 12. the conservatory has been
Okay.
working with the wine
benefit.
festival.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's like 8 events over the course of 4 days that include like we're doing a big concert at Icons to kick off the festival. Then of course there's the gala on Saturday night, and then there's the grand tasting on Friday. There's like a lot going on.
Sure.
And kids are performing at many of these things. And it's pretty awesome because it's like we need places to gather and congregate and share and talk. And so and so it's nice. I love that the committee all these years has focused on a nonprofit, mostly a performing arts nonprofit, to like lift.
Yeah.
And so it's nice.
We have quite an arts community.
Yeah.
And let's talk about that. I'd love to hear it from your perspective, because you came here, probably 13 years ago, right? So you were part of the Fine Arts Center. You now have been leading the conservatory for 4 years. How do you describe the arts community to people who might not know much about it?
Sure. I mean, I think it's growing. That's what I like about it, is that it's growing. And the other thing I love, I don't know if I'm telling like trade secrets or not, but like the executive directors of all the arts organizations meet.
Yep.
And talk.
And get along.
And we all really like each other,
Yeah.
and we all really like support one another. And I think that is a shift from necessarily when I got here, which I think is helpful, which helps us grow.
Sure. Oh, of course.
Because we're creating collaborations, we're encouraging people, because art begets art, right? Like
Art begets art.
Right. If we're doing it, then the appetite grows. And so that's really exciting. I've loved being at the conservatory the last few years because the youth symphony, I'm like way more into the youth symphony and the children's chorale than I was before, because my other job wasn't solely educational and young people. And so there's so much cool stuff going on with the young folks everywhere. And that there's space for all 3 of these organizations to thrive is really amazing. And everybody's doing really cool things.
Peak Radar.
I know.
Peak Radar is our
Chock full of stuff.
It's our arts calendar. So if you're listening and just wondering, we're planning our trip to come to Colorado Springs, or we live here, and like, what's happening?
Yeah.
Well, peakradar.com and it's on our homepage at visitcos.com. But Peak Radar is our calendar for all things going on in the area, which is great. How many students are currently taking classes or camps? Talk about the breadth of.
Yeah, our projection for this year, if you look at after-school programming, summer camp, and then our partner programs, the projection this year is to serve slightly over 2,100 students.
Okay.
Which is like a huge increase in our impact since I got there. There's like typically 200 students registered in the after-school program, taking classes from all sorts of different viewpoints, guitar and piano and strings and theater and music and blah, blah, blah. And summer sees roughly about 300 students. Last summer we did 29 summer camps.
Wow.
Over the course of 8 weeks. Wow. And what's fun about summer camp is that's where we get a lot of our new students. And that's what's fun to look at, is the retention when the fall comes, so like of the kids who had a really good time in those summer camps. Like our big thing that we do now is the MTI program, the Musical Theater Intensive, which is a month-long intensive, I use that word twice, for high school students interested in musical theater as a career track. So like we have 30 students from like 12 different schools in the area who come and like immerse themselves in the world. And then we do this big show. Last summer we did the prom. I'm announcing our summer show on Monday.
Okay.
So that's fun.
Well, you can announce it here.
I could, but
because
are
it
you
won't
going to tell people?
It won't get aired for a while. So no, you're going to scoop.
Okay,
but it'll be
you
out.
have to promise not to tell anyone because my kids won't learn until actually 4 days from now.
Your secret's safe with us.
We are doing at the End Center in the Shockley Saddleback, July 31st through August 2nd. We are doing Sweeney Todd.
Sweeney Todd. Oh my gosh, that's fabulous. That'd be a great announcement to make. Okay, you heard it here second.
Yeah.
This
I gotta
is
tell
not
the kids
live.
first.
Talk a little bit about your faculty. Like, how do you attract and retain your faculty? And are they full time, part time? Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, there's 8 of us who are full time.
Okay.
And then there's roughly like 10 to 15 additional teachers who
Adjunct.
are part time.
Sure.
Yeah. I mean, that's part of the joy too of the conservatory is that we can provide additional sources of income for our local artists. So like a lot of people who are on the stages
Yes.
that you see here in the Springs at the Philharmonic or Theater Works or wherever are also teaching at the school, which is lovely. I have put a focus on more full-time staff because for our students who are really trying to make this their career,
Yep.
they need consistency in the work that they're doing. So currently we have 2 doctorates on staff, Dr. Adam Haas and Dr. John Rott. Adam is our program director and also our lead mentor of piano.
Okay.
And Dr. John Rott runs our music production and composition track because his degree is in composition. That's like a big thing we're pushing right now is some people don't want to make the music. Some people want to be in the control room,
Yeah.
making decisions. And so
Sure.
we have a bunch of classes in that too. If you're
That's
not the
great.
person who wants to play the guitar and write the lyrics, there's other things to do in the music business. And then all of our staff that is in the classroom have like advanced degrees and are like experts in their field. And then of course we have this amazing team, Chantal Autry, who's been there forever,
Right.
who I truly give all the credit to that the place has thrived as long as it has because she's so steady.
Yeah.
And just loves the kids so much. I mean, that's like the baseline.
Yeah.
You gotta really be invested in the kids.
That's exactly.
And you have to like make sure that everybody feels seen and respected. And that is in a myriad of ways. That can be in compensation, but it's also in culture. You know, and so you asked about retention, and I think that we're creating a culture of respect for these teachers.
That's wonderful. Congratulations.
At least that's what I hope we're doing.
All right, before we wrap up, I want to give a
Oh my
shout
God,
out.
it was
I
so
know.
fast.
Well, we're not done yet. But our sponsor today is the Visit Colorado Springs Wellness Pass. New year, new you. The Wellness Pass features deals and discounts to various spas, massage studios, and relaxation experiences around the Pikes Peak region. So you can prioritize your wellness this year. You can find it at visitcos.com/wellness. Nathan, this is you. This is a new year, new you, good way to deal with stress, all those little things.
I do that all the time. I mean, I'm
Good.
really into it, especially as I advance in age.
Well, and so now
You have to be way more.
Yes, you need to download that. So, because now there's great deals out there for you too. So, all right, here's what we're going to do to wrap.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I've
Ready.
got
surprise questions.
3 questions.
Okay.
All right. The first one, in 3 words, describe Colorado Springs.
Oh my God. So stressful. Like in my
Yes,
perspective,
just your perspective.
community,
Okay.
evolving.
Okay. Community evolving. Yes.
Well, you got to say beauty. It's like beautiful here. You have to say that.
It is.
Yeah.
I mean, we're blessed in that
Yeah.
in that regard. Okay, what would you say is your favorite hidden gem in the area?
hidden, like
Yeah,
nobody
like-
knows about it.
Or like either they're about to, but where do you go, Nathan, for just to get away? And it might just be to another theater, but what do you like to do to just like, this is where I reconnect?
Well, my favorite place to go, this is not hidden, but Cork and Cask is my absolute favorite place in
Yes,
the world. I
yeah.
love it so much. The energy is so cool. It's so comfortable. It's so welcoming.
And it's at the end of the block
And
here.
it's like right here. And you can get, but you can have a business meeting there.
Yep.
That is in a nice environment. I just love that place. It's like my favorite.
I love that place too.
The other thing I would say is Motion Studios is where I do my Pilates.
Okay.
And it's at Garden of the Gods
Yep.
and Chestnut and Mary Ripper Baker, who's a local artist, dances for Ormayo and stuff, is who runs that place.
it's her studio.
And it is. I started doing it like 7 or 8 years ago, and I really do think it is what grounds me, centers me, allows me to do. Because arts leaders in this town have a lot to do.
Yeah.
And so we have to be thinking about ways to
Yeah.
center ourselves in order to accomplish all the things that we
As
have
you said,
to do.
particularly the older we get.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So I would say those are my two. One that's really healthy and one maybe that's not.
Okay, that's fair.
Plus they have a deviled egg flight at Cork and Cask. It's so good.
They do. They do indeed. Okay, bucket list. Is there something in the area, in the region, that you have thought about, you'd like to go do, but you haven't done it yet? It's still on your bucket list.
Oh my God. I'm really bad. I think there's a lot of things in Colorado Springs
Okay.
since I've
So
that I
let's
haven't
just go
done.
public with one that you would say, okay, Doug, in 2026, I just told you this is the thing.
Oh, that means I have to actually do
This is
it.
the one you want to go
So
do.
I'm not going to say the incline because I don't want to do that
You
at
shouldn't.
all.
No.
It seems like you have to do it once, but I'm going to try to get away with
Okay.
never doing it.
All right, that's fair.
Oh my gosh. What is it? I need a guidebook.
Have you been to the top of Pikes Peak?
Yes.
Okay.
I took my parents there the first year I was here. It was July, and when we got out there, it was snowing.
Did you take the cog?
I took the
You
cog.
took the cog. Okay.
I did. Oh my God, I did that. I did the cave thing. I did the
You Cave of the
caves.
Winds?
I've done that.
Okay, but what haven't you done? It's like, okay, I'm guilty as charged. Here's one I haven't done.
What haven't I done? I did a lot of things this year that I hadn't done. Like I went to Iron Springs Chateau for the first time this
okay.
year.
That's a good
and
one.
like had such a good time.
Right.
I went to their Rocky Horror Show.
Oh, sure.
Thing, and it was like a blast. So maybe I'm like a real joiner. I don't know.
Have you?
Think of something out east because I rarely drive over there. What's
Oh, you
something
mean-
over there that I should?
Oh, you mean like? Oh, have you been to the Ford Amphitheater?
I have not.
Okay, to me,
I have not been there.
in your position, going to an event at the Ford Amphitheater would be north, not east.
True.
But that would be, I would think, an experience that would be good for you to take in.
I would like to go to the Fort Amphitheater when the students of the conservatory are performing on it.
There you go. Well, and the Fourth
So
of
that can be a business dream
And the 4th of July, it looks like once again the Philharmonic is going to play up there again this year on the 4th. That's almost done. So okay, so we've identified. I think.
Thanks for your help.
Yeah,
though.
you
led
asked.
You led me to water on that last one.
All right. So I'm going to ask you to just put a bow on all of this for listeners to remind them where to go to find out more. Remind people about what the mission is of the conservatory and why people should make it part of their itinerary to come.
Yeah. Our website is coloradospringsconservatory.org. It's funny you asked about mission because we are in the process of kind of refreshing our mission
Okay.
right now.
Okay.
But to me, it's about creating a safe space for kids to explore their true selves.
Yes. Yeah.
And then I encourage you to come to our shows and our concerts because this is not these students are not your typical students. These are excellent,
Gifted.
extraordinary. And when you come, you will be shocked. You'll be dragging your jaw off the ground at how talented these kids are. And you're going to see the next generation of change makers in our city and across the globe. And you want to get on in the action at the beginning.
Well, Nathan, thank you for the role that you and your staff and faculty play in the creative world of Colorado Springs. It's, as you said, 34 years. It's been a special place in our city. And I just thank you for what you're doing and wish you nothing but success.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Great.